How's it going, people? Salmon Slapper here, and this is the RuneScape 3 interface alpha video. So this is my, well, I would say first look, but I originally recorded this, and it was about 40 minutes long, but I didn't record the commentary, so I re-recorded it again, and again it didn't record the commentary. So my PC is playing funny fuckers. This is actually the third time now. This is pre-recorded, so this is a post-commentary, unfortunately. And yeah, so this is the new brand new interface thing that they've brought out. This will be combined with the new HTML5 draw distance and better graphics engine. So these two will be combined together, and quite frankly it does look pretty damn impressive. Personally, I am actually pretty impressed with this. I mean, all of these interfaces, as you can see on screen, can actually be moved about. So, for example, if you're on your backpack, you can just lob it over the side if you wanted to. You can track it wherever the hell you feel like. It's the same with your skill bar. Don't like it by there? No problem! Chuck it up there. Same with your chat. You can bung that whatever you want. So yeah, it is actually pretty awesome. All of these little tabs as well, you can do whatever the hell you feel like with them. So if you don't want them all in one place, you can lob them across the screen as well. So yeah, it is pretty good. I'm liking this quite a lot. So you can just lob these wherever, just bung them there. Don't particularly want them all in one place, let's lob them everywhere. So if you were skilling, for example, and you wanted to chat to all your mates, whether it's clan chat, general chat, friends chat, private chat, whatever, you can open them all up, and you can talk to everybody all at once, and you can see everything all at once. Top of that, nice little thing with your skill bar, you can kind of meld it onto itself. You can resize it, so instead of it being just one long line of 10 skills, you can make it 2 lines of 6 or 5, whatever it is. Top of that, you've got your mini map, which can be resized to ridiculous. You can pretty much lob it across your screen if you wanted to. Excuse me. But you can resize this, and you can see a hell of a lot further than you can in the game at the moment. Now this is awesome, and you're probably thinking, actually, why is that awesome, Salmon? Well, I can click in the bank from in the middle of Varrock and walk there in one click. So yeah, fuck you. That's why it's awesome. Basically, this allows you to travel around the world a hell of a lot quicker with a hell of a lot less clicks. You don't need to click about every like 3 seconds by clicking on the mini-map, or whether or not you're just clicking on the floor to walk. It is a hell of a lot quicker, and you can still resize it however you want. I will say one thing for it though, it is very, very useful in dungeoneering. On my original recording, I did do my daily dungeoneering as kind of like a showcase, and instead of only being able to see like a room and a half away, you can see 6 rooms away pretty much. So it is awesome for dungeoneering. It is a hell of a lot better for carrying around, and makes dungeoneering one hell of a lot easier. It's a lot better, gotta be said. So you don't need to keep clicking on the dungeoneering map to find out where the hell you're going. You can literally see where you're going. It is awesome. So as you can see, they've added all of the filters. They used to be on like the bottom of the screen into the actual chats themselves, as you can see here, hovering over them. So you've got your basic stuff like your chat message, your friends list, blah blah blah. They're all here now, so it's a lot more intuitive, it's a lot easier to get to, and it's kind of out of the way and slightly hidden a bit, so it's not in your face kind of thing. But of course you've got all the tabs, so you can leave all your tabs in one place. I haven't actually found a way to like close the chat options yet, because if you don't want to actually look at the chat options, then I would have thought you'd possibly close them. But no, you can't close them, unfortunately. You can split them apart like this though, and you can still minimize it into nothingness. So as you can see, if you don't want your chat open and you're not interested in your chat, you can minimize it down to that size, which is pretty awesome. So if you're going bossing, you don't particularly need to see the chat for the most part, so you could minimize it into nothingness. But yeah, the rest of these now, I'll kind of move on to this. You've now got new tabs and stuff down the bottom right, where you used to have like your inventory and stuff. You've got My Hero tab, which pretty much covers everything you need to know about your guy yourself. So you go into this screen and it's pretty much got everything you need to know. It's like it's got your total level, your combat level, your total XP, whether or not you're a member, how much cash you've got in your pocket, how many quests you've completed, how many you got left, how many you've started but haven't completed, and same deal with your achievements, how many of you completed in the area you're in, and total. On top of that, you've also got your stats and everything, just like you used to have in the stat window before. So they're all still here, and you've got your combat style on the bottom just below your stats. So while you're meleeing, whether or not you want to gain attack XP, strength XP, defense XP, or all XP. Same with the mage and with the range. So on top of that, you've also got these little options here. You've got my skills, which is the same as if you double clicked on your skills before, this would pop up, but now it's in a separate tab as well. So it's a bit more intuitive. It's better for newer players, because if you start the game you wouldn't naturally just think, I'm going to double click on my stat window to find out what the fuck I need to do. You wouldn't really think that. So with the extra tab there, it makes it a bit more intuitive. It's a lot easier for people to use. And of course with this you've still got the task window, or my achievements they've called it, but it's pretty much all the tasks in a nutshell. So that's the task system. It's all here available for you, so you can check it and do whatever you want, just the same as before. So let's close that and move on to this fella. This is my gear. Now this pretty much covers everything about your inventory, gear kind of thing, stuff you can equip. And as you can see, it shows your health, your prayer levels, your weapon stats, whether it's your main hand or offhand, and same as before, your attributes such as your crit, strike and stuff like that, as well as your defenses. And on the right hand side you've got this new little equipment window, which I do think looks quite funky, and it shows your character. Same as before, you can still spin them around and stuff, but they've changed the layout of where your equipment kind of slots are, which personally I think is a bit better on you. I don't know why they changed it originally to start off with, to be totally honest, but yeah. They've changed it now, and I do actually quite like it. I think it looks better than before. But other than that, you've also got my wardrobe, which, if you remember down below your equipment screen on actual RuneScape, you used to have a few little options there, and this is pretty much the wardrobe option, and it kind of shows you your overlay equipment, your titles you can have, your new animations, and your appearance change. So changing your hair and stuff, if you've bought that stuff out of the whatever it's called, Solomon Stores. Aye, one of them. So yeah, it's all in one nice window now. Just don't need to mess about. Of course, you can actually drag these windows out and lob them wherever the hell you feel like. So we've already got our imagery there. You can actually drag out the equipment and you can lob that on the screen if you want. So that's doable. It's the same with everything else on this little interface. You can kind of lob these things wherever you want. So as you can see, I've already got half of this stuff already here. So I got my inventory, my equipment, and stat window. Don't technically need the stat window, so let's delete that. And let's say you're doing a bit of combat. Well, let's make a little mock-up, I guess. So with this, you could either leave them all in the same window. You can minimize your chat or lob it out of the way, so you don't need to actually see it. So, I don't know, let's say you want to chuck it up there while in combat, and you want it to be minimized so it takes up no room at all. Then you might want your inventory separate, so we'll separate that and lob that by there. Then you might want to be able to see your equipment for when you're changing gear swaps, like all the time at bossing. So that'll show you what you have equipped at any given time. And you've also got your prayers here as well, so you can quickly access your prayers straight away. You can also have your skill bar, or action bar, or whatever you want to call it, and you can lob it down. You can see that red square appearing in the center of the screen. Basically, you can't put any interfaces there because it overlays your character somewhat, and for whatever reason Jagex don't want you to do that, so yeah. But you get the idea. You can chuck all these down here and you can kind of move them about, do whatever you want with it. So you could kind of set up your personal boss interface, I guess. On top of that, you can save your presets at the moment. In the alpha anyway, you can save too. But with these, you could drag your combats, or your combat windows, so the stuff with all your skills, you could drag these and lob them on the screen as well. So you could have access to every single skill in the game pretty much to wherever you want to click, in a nutshell. So yeah, it does make it a lot more interesting. While we're on that subject, while you're on the powers page, this pretty much covers all your attacks, combat strengths, all of that kind of stuff. So your praise, all your praise will be found in there, all your skills, whether it's melee attack, range, mage, defense, HP, you can find them all in there. There are separate tabs for them, although at the moment there are no actual tabs for it, as they haven't been made yet, but they will be soon. So another little interesting thing about this action bar, you can actually rotate it and condense it. So as you can see, like this, you can't see your total amount of HP unless you hover over it, but as you're fighting, you'll notice your health bar is dropping down, and I think it's a bit more intuitive on the side personally, so I'd probably prefer to do it that way. Although you can also have it like this, as before the HP was on top, now it's on bottom, so it's closer to your character, so you don't need to look that far away from where all the action's happening, but you can still see how much prayer and how much HP you have. So yeah, it is interesting. You can lob all of these windows wherever you want, so if you don't like them on the bottom, like they've always been on RuneScape, you can chuck them on the top, on the side, whatever you want. Personally, I quite like this interface a hell of a lot. So right now, let's make our mock skilling preset, I guess. So this is my mock preset, I guess. And what this does is, well, while you're skilling, you don't particularly need a lot of things on there. Although you would like to be able to chat to all your mates a lot, because that's pretty much what gets you through skilling. And you like to chat shit with strangers, whether or not they're around you or whatever. So yeah, having a laugh with your mates while you're skilling, good times. Moving on to the next tab, you've got My Adventures, which is pretty much your quests and your challenges and your mini games and things like that. It's all in one window now, bit easier to get to. This is my powers. As you can see, you can just lob them all wherever you want. You can also change your action bar in this window if you wanted to. You can also change what action bar you want them to be placed on. Same as before. As I said before, the tabs aren't actually available at the moment, but they will probably have separate tabs in the future. So moving on to My Social. So this is your social tab. This pretty much allows you to change the colour of all the text depending on what type of text you're on about. So clan could be blue, etc, etc. Same as before, it was on there before. You also now have leaderboards, so you can check the high scores, whether that's dueling, skilling or whatever else. And you also have the player log or activity log, which is apparently coming soon, which will allow you to look at your friends list, anyone on your friends list or in your clan, and you can see what they've all been up to. So you can see when one of your mates has got a dragon full helm from Myth Drags, and you can either congratulate or punch him in the eye for getting it before you. So yeah, it is actually pretty good. It's really interesting. You can all do it in game now, or hopefully in game by the time this comes out. So yeah, it is pretty awesome. I'm gonna chuck all of these back into each other in a minute, and I'll show you this right here now. If you click on this, you can actually change the way this imagery system looks, so you can kind of chuck it vertical if you wanted, so it's out of the way. I mean, it doesn't take up any space at all there. But if you go onto the little options thing, you have this thing here. So if you go onto this, and this is very, very interesting. This is probably my favourite thing about this interface system. I would have thought. I think it is my favourite thing about this altogether. If you go onto this 3D editing, now what this does is, for those of you who like fixed screen, you can make your own custom fixed screen, or you can actually go with normal fixed screen. I'll show you that later. But for those of you who like fixed screen but can't stand the fact that you can't see anything while in fixed screen, this gives us a solution, because I personally love the fixed screen, but since they've added the resize windows, I can't stand the lack of visibility within fixed screen, so I'm going to make my own fixed screen. Yeah, that's right, this 3D editing allows you to edit the actual game window itself. So you can change this to however big you want it. So technically, you could have RuneScape in one little corner, and you could have every single possible window open at the same time as playing RuneScape. So you could have all of your prayers, all of your weapons, all of your attacks, your inventory, your equipment, your stat window, your inventory. You could have every single window open at the same time as playing the game and still being able to see everything within the game. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, no matter how you think about it, it's amazing. I mean, at least this way, with this little fixed screen, it comes with the advantage if you can actually see everything on screen, same as usual. And personally, I will be using this kind of preset all the time for everything. But yeah, this pretty much allows me, if I move this out of the way, I can have my mini-map fully expanded, so I can click and run about wherever the hell I want all the time, and still being able to see everything on RuneScape itself. On top of that, you can change all of these. Hang on, let's save this. Okay, fail. So yeah, that didn't save. My bad. Let's go back on you. But actually, no, kind of didn't want to save the custom layout. Never mind. So I'll show you these custom presets RuneScape have actually added in here already, or Jagex I should say. You've got the default layout, which is exactly the same as RuneScape at the moment, except for with the new menus themselves, but it is exactly the same layout. They've also added the skilling preset, which kind of adds stuff and moves it in a way so you could use it for skilling. Personally, I don't particularly like this one for skilling, although some people may, but I'd change it myself to wherever I wish. They've also got this combat one, which is fairly good for the combat. They've added your attacks here, plus what you've got equipped, and your inventory and your curses, and they've moved the action bar right next to your character so you can see your HP and stuff as well. I do like the combat preset. And for those of you who love fixed screen, they still have fixed screen. As you can see, it's tiny on my screen. This is why I never use it anymore, because I'm using such a high resolution. It's fucking tiny. Excuse my French. But yeah, it is. If I was using a low resolution, I'd love fixed screen, but honestly, I can't stand it anymore. So, with that said and done, let's try and make my own custom fixed screen for the second time. Hopefully, it'll save. So yeah, we'll minimize these again. So get them out of my way, and we'll chuck the RuneScape window down to my personal fixed screen size, and hopefully expand this open a bit like that, and I'll move this out of the way if I can. Come on, click it, get out of my way. So while we're doing that, we'll hopefully save this layout, and then save and exit. That should save this setup. Thank you. Right down. Now we're going somewhere. Let's rotate this and condense it a bit and just lob it over there for now. Right, so I can expand the minimap. So my minimap is now full size, which means I can click from the center of Varrock to the bank with ease now, as well as anywhere else in the game. I could also expand my chats, so I can have my global chat and my clan chat separate if I wanted to. I could lob my inventory somewhere by year. Sounds interesting. Let's put it by there. Let's sort this out so it's all pretty. There we go. If I close that for now, I could also have my equipment window. I could lob that down there. Let's close that, see if we can fit this in properly. There we go. So actually, while we got that there, let's move this out of the way and into the game screen because it's pretty small. We'll chuck out in the corner. We'll chuck this into the corner of the game screen itself. So there we go. Let's grab some of this. So if I finally go bossing or something, I got my prayers ready so I can switch to them whenever the hell I feel like. I could also do some of these. So I could chuck some of my actual skills down here as well, which I think I might do to fill in some of the gaps, because I do have quite a lot of room left. So yeah, let's do that now. Let's grab that. We love that by there. And which one do we want? Let's grab that and we'll chuck that down here as well. So there we go, that's my mock fixed screen. Actually, don't need this here, so I can chuck that back into the tab. We can grab this, and hell, we'll grab the rest of them, screw it. So my mage one can come down here as well, and my defense one. There we go. So that's my brand new personal fixed screen. That's my new fixed screen, what I'll probably be using, or something very similar to it. So yeah, with this I can see my chat, I can see every single skill available to me whenever the hell I feel like using it, as well as access to my prayers to see what I've got equipped at all times. I've got my inventory here as well, plus I've got a massive mini-map, and I've got my action bar kind of like sneakily hidden away there in the little side corner. So yeah, and that's my fixed screen. I can still see far away and a lot of RuneScape at the same time as having my little fixed screen and being able to see loads of stuff. So I'll save this custom too and do that. So there we go. So for example, if you choose to do a bit of skilling, you can just go to the skilling preset, or your custom preset 1 or whatever. Then you can go to the combat preset if you plan on going bossing, and then let's say you've had enough of that and now you just want to mess about with your mates, you can go to your own custom preset with all of that on there for you, so you can mess around. Yeah, this is what I like about this interface. You can change everything to how you like it personally. You don't have to follow like any strict interface like you've always had to before. So you can mess about with it, you can change it however you want. You can have a minimal amount of information on screen if you want. But you could also do it this way, where you've got loads of information on screen and you can access everything. Now unfortunately these aren't aggressive, but I could show you a few new things which I've kind of noticed. If I were to hover over their names, as you can see, you got the guard level, and then there's a little air element symbol next to it. I'm assuming this is their weakness. I actually don't know, because I never kill these things. But that's on there anyway. But as you start attacking enemies now, you get this blue circle hovering around them, or below their feet, I should say. And basically this shows that you are targeting this mob, you're in combat with this mob, you've claimed this mob is yours kind of thing. Now I'm assuming this is like they had before, as like before they had the asterisk next to the monster's name if it's claimed by someone else. I'm assuming this is going to replace it, which does make a lot of sense because a lot of MMOs actually use something similar to this, which kind of shows if the enemy is claimed or not. So yeah, this is very, very, very good. I do like this quite a lot. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage of me when I was in Dungeoneering, but if there's an aggressive monster that starts to attack you, or attack you I should say even, they'll have an orange circle below their feet, similar to what you can see now with this blue circle, except for it'll be orange in a slightly different shape. But that appears around their feet, so you know what enemies are aggressive against you. And then if you've claimed the monster, as I just said, and as you can see on screen, they get the blue circle around their feet. So everyone should know. I'm assuming this is visible to everyone else in the game. I should hope, but maybe not. But at least it shows you if you have claim or not, or shows you why you're fighting, so it's a bit more... I would like to say intuitive, but I don't know. It is better. I prefer it quite a lot, I gotta be honest. So altogether, I guess my end note on this RuneScape 3 alpha version of the interfaces is I'm loving it quite a lot. And there's one thing I forgot to mention, which you just seen me do there, is you can actually zoom in and out now with your mouse wheel. So if you roll your wheel upwards, then you zoom in. If you roll it out, then you just zoom out a hell of a lot. I am liking that. It gives you quite a lot more view. If you combine that with the draw distance, I think it would look absolutely awesome. So yeah, my end pick I guess is I'm quite liking this interface. For those of you who actually have access to this interface, what do you think of it? Tell me what you think. Have you found any other problems with it? Is there a better setup or something I should look at? Have I missed something really blatantly obvious which I should be telling people I don't know about? Go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know. For those of you who don't actually have access, what do you think of this interface? Do you like the look of it? Are you impressed with it? Are you glad they're doing this kind of thing, or is there something else you'd rather them do? Let me know, because I'd actually be really interested to find out what the general opinion of this is. From the few people I have actually asked on my friends list and in the clan, the general name is like everyone kind of accepts it, they like it. So I'm kind of interested in what you guys think, because personally I like it quite a lot. I think it is absolutely awesome, and it will bring RuneScape closer to the competitors in the market, because pretty much every other MMO has already got this kind of thing within the game. So adding this I think is absolutely awesome. But for now, I'll catch you all later. I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to bow like a fucking boss, and I'll catch you later.